We had a Nintendo video.
We did.
Earlier this week.
That was crazy.
Maybe some people saw it. Hope you had a chance. If not, what are you doing watching this? Pause it. Go watch our Nintendo video. Come back. Thank you.
I think a lot of people saw it, man. That thing got some coverage.
Hey, I saw it today on the Wii U, and it's just like you go to the store, and it's just like the
Really?
second. It's like a whole banner ad. It's Reggie, and then the name of the video, and then Rocco's face. It's just like
Really?
On the Wii U.
On the Wii U.
I haven't seen that on the Wii U.
You go to the
fucking
e-store,
cool.
it's like things to buy, and then right below that, your face.
Wow, that's very
It's
cool.
That's
really
crazy.
It's
'Cause
really
I
cool.
did see it on the 3DS store.
I saw it, but I watched it on the Wii U too, and it
Very-
played on the TV and the gamepad at the same time.
Wow.
Cool. Yeah, so it was the Nintendo Play announcement video, pre-E3 announcement video. It was the announcement for the announcements, Tom Green style.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. Nintendo contacted us to help facilitate this video. I thought it was a great experience, personally.
It was.
Yeah.
It was crazy. We kind of found out we were doing it
Yeah.
on the flight home from PAX East.
Yeah. It was this. I don't know if anybody knows or realizes how fast we did this whole thing. Like it was absolutely. It's still it only recently sunk in that we even did it.
Yeah.
Because it was so last minute that we were even asked. Like as soon as we got back from PAX East, we were contacted and told that Nintendo might be up for a video, but once you have all the stuff for it, you would need to turn this around like in under a week. Can that be done? And it was like, yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to say no, nope, goodbye. You know, so what? Okay, yeah. And then we got to talking with Nintendo, and it was crazy. It was immediately like, hey, we really want to make this, like, we want to make an official presentation for what we want to announce prior to E3. We're going to give the dates of our E3 keynote and all that. I guess it's not really keynote, digital event, whatever. And announce our Smash Brothers tournament, Smash Brothers coming to Best Buy, all that stuff. And someone brought up in our meeting, you should pick Mega64's brain about this. That'd be a lot of fun. And it was like, really? Thank you. That's really flattering. But
our name was thrown out
I
there,
just can't believe that they would really sign off on this if it's that official of a thing. And especially the fact that there's no time. Like, we could pull something off. I'm confident. But, like, I just can't believe that a company would trust three dudes to get such an official thing done in only a few days. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Well, they must have known how fast we work and have heard from other people we've worked with.
Yeah.
Just about.
I don't know.
Because why would you trust unless you knew, hey, we can trust these guys?
Yeah.
Well, regardless, so we were flying back, and honestly, we were in a layover when we found out, and we were already like, man, we should start thinking of ideas just to have some ready if this is going to move as fast as they're saying, you know. And then we had we had a layover, then we flew out, and when I fell asleep on the plane, I had a dream about morphing into a like Evangelion version of Reggie. And then when we landed, I was like, then like we talked about it later. It was just like, hey, what if he had like a robot suit? We were in like a robot suit version of Reggie, but it just looks like the regular old Reggie. Even though there's someone clearly in a cockpit, like piloting it and everything, it was just a regular Reggie. And then Derek was like, yeah, with sunglasses on. And it was like, okay. And then we came up with a couple other ideas, but honestly, when we contacted Nintendo, they went for that immediately.
Yeah.
They were just like, yep, yeah, let's do that. Great, approved. And it was like, what?
Yeah, and it was cool because Nintendo let us write the whole thing ourselves.
Yeah,
basically, we would work on the script and then send it over to them, and they would change stuff here and there. But for the most part, they gave us free reign to do whatever we wanted, and they were super supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
And then, they flew us up there to Seattle.
That was craziest when it was like...
And that was only a couple days after
we landed, and we like had like... Well, this is in case we'll have the ideas, just in case they actually asked us to do this. And then we give them the ideas. Okay, cool. You're going to be on a plane tomorrow to go to film. It's like, okay. Like, it was so, like, bam. Like, this video was like Kudaragi's Way on steroids. It was like, that was crazy. This is way crazier. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But yeah, it all happened that fast. And they originally was looking like, too, like, okay, you have this idea. We're ready to do this. Can you come here? Reggie's got like half an hour. You know, just do as many parts as you can and make the most of it. Whatever. It'll just be a little thing. Like, they weren't even looking for anything the impression that I got, they weren't even looking for anything that deluxe. It was just, let's do a fun thing. But then once the video got out there, or once the concept was released to them and the whole company heard about it, Reggie actually took time away to do it. He contacted them like, hey,
That's awesome.
I cleared my Tuesday afternoon because I want to, if we're going to do this, let's commit to it. And he cleared his day for us to come down and film with him. And in the initial talks as well, they were also saying like, unfortunately, we don't allow, and I had read this before, even before they told me, they don't allow filming of any kind or photography or whatever of any kind in their headquarters in Redmond, Washington. They've filmed a couple things internally themselves, but they never had an outside group or anything like that has ever recorded in there. They don't allow that, period. So in the initial talks, it was, okay, you guys will come in on Tuesday, and we think we have a satellite office nearby that it looks like any other office. We could film in there, and it'll be great. That was I have emails saying that's where we're going. And Reggie stepped in and not only cleared his afternoon, but also said, let them film. Let them film inside the office. There are exceptions. Obviously, we had to be careful not to show things.
There's a lot we didn't show.
Yeah. And I mean, and they were very picky and about certain things. Not even obviously showing like a game they're working on, but also there was just things like artwork and stuff like that they wanted to keep
proprietary,
special to their building.
But I get it, because in my head before we went, it was like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. Like, what is inside this headquarters? Like, what do they got in there?
The headquarters is cool because it's kind of like a typical office space, but at the same time, it's Nintendo's headquarters.
Yeah.
So tucked around this corner will be like a really cool, almost like a Disneyland display.
Oh wow!
Just about like Nintendo stuff,
Yeah.
and they have like a big store there just filled with Nintendo merchandise. But then you go around another corner and it's just like, okay, conference rooms, bathrooms, vending machine.
If you give up all that mystery, then it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
So they want to keep something.
But there's also
about
things that we weren't even allowed to go into.
Yeah.
Like, as parts that
underdevelopment stuff.
Like their treehouse area was
we-
the guarded
We found out they had a huge production studio there for like movies and stuff,
Internal,
like a filmmaking crew.
Really?
Which was like what? Okay, so why are we here? We walked in there and I felt like, get me out of this room.
Someone in the chat, Captain Durger's asking, do they allow tours or is it completely private? Again, just to add to the craziness of it for us, there were tour groups going through certain parts of it.
Really? Yeah, but they said that they auction tickets off to like Make-A-Wish foundations.
Yeah.
And they usually go for like, a couple $1,000s.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so that just added to the like, wow, dude, we're like lucky to be here. This is crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, we filmed in there. You could see in the video there's a scene in a conference room where we're in there. They let us up. That was on the top floor, and we went in there, and it was just this gorgeous conference room, giant table, super
It's like
huge
the main
room.
conference
Just think,
room.
think of all the like cool Nintendo deals that happen in that room.
Yeah.
In that
Really?
room. And
That
so-
room.
That's where Solid Snake was put into Smash Brothers in that room.
Yeah. But we walked in there, and it was intimidating. You had clocks on the wall, Redmond, New York, Tokyo, and so we're pointing stuff out, and it's just like, wow, this is so like everything in here looks so good for filming. It just looks like you can't get a set better than this.
Yeah.
And the woman we were with, who worked with PR at Nintendo, was just like, yeah, no one's ever filmed in here.
That's
It's like,
crazy.
what?
Yeah.
Like, it was
And
just crazy.
There was a moment where she left, and it was just the three of us in that room, instead of lights, and I was like, how the fuck did we get in this room right now? Like, what the fuck just happened? It was because, again, it happened overnight that we thought we were there, and I was like, I don't know how I'm here. My brain hasn't processed the fact that we're here looking at this stuff.
And so we took the opportunity, and I have some footage of this. I don't know if we can ever release it.
Yeah.
But we took the opportunity to make as many references in that room to Santee, California as we could. So we were like, yo, shout out Jimmy's of Santee. You guys are the best.
Alberto Santee burrito.
Yeah.
Nacho cheese in the burrito.
Yeah.
Stain on that setting.
We were seriously, when we were killing time, we were just doing that, just to make sure that that energy echoed through those walls.
In that room, that's the scene where Reggie goes to the big meeting and he annihilates the lady. And it's funny because we wrote the script, and in the script it was like Reggie gets pushed into a room full of people. And that's all it said.
Yeah.
And so in my mind I was thinking like, how we film a room full of people, which is like the people on this couch.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And we'll cheat it.
You'll
whatever.
never get more than that.
Yeah.
Nintendo staff
Filled
the room. And so we were off filming with Reggie, walking around. They're like, okay, now we're ready to film in the conference room. And we go up there and there's 30 people sitting
And
there.
like
That's
you don't know,
awesome.
they're all Nintendo employees,
And they're all on
we
their
don't know their
laptops.
positions. They're all on their laptops. They want to go back to work, and it's like, oh fuck! Like this was
Yeah.
like.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
And aside from
That was
that,
scary.
it's
Yeah,
just
that was
like
scary.
now I have to work with 30 people who don't know what's going on, and it's like all eyes are on us. Like, let's see what these guys can do.
It really was. Oh
And
man,
it was
that
just,
was intimidating.
nerve
That
wracking.
was wow. I can bet.
When we showed up to that room and we saw that
All eyes
it was full, it was
just
like,
go to-
okay.
All right, what are you gonna have?
What's funny is there's some controversy with the video. I don't know if you guys saw.
No.
Because Reggie kills a woman.
Yeah.
True.
Is what people are saying. I've seen a lot of like commentary analysis being like, I can't believe Nintendo would release an official video where that happens. I just want to say,
Yeah.
in the script,
Yeah.
we wrote he blasts her into another dimension.
Yeah.
And that's
So
how you
she's
get
not
there.
dead. And also, we just said that they blast the meeting leader into into another dimension.
They cast.
Yeah,
the
they
woman?
cast everyone, but again,
She was a great.
That's what I'm
actress.
saying.
Yeah, she was really
was
good.
really
hey,
good.
she was awesome. I played Rizzo in Greece. Like perfect, you got it.
Yeah, that's right, because that was the most
Hell yeah.
verbose part of the script.
Yeah.
And so we're like, we have somebody who has some acting
We got
experience.
Rizzo.
But everyone that they got were just like volunteers from Nintendo who just.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything right now. I'll do something. But yeah, I mean, and that to that lady's credit, I forget her name to be
Katie.
honest.
Because
Katie.
she looked like Katie Perry.
Katie shouts out. a
Shout out
hickey-
you, Katie.
a
No,
hickey from
we gave her
Kanicki's
that
shoots
line.
out.
That line was pretty substantial, I thought. And
Yeah.
it was meaty.
Yeah.
She got it 5 minutes beforehand, and she only flubbed it one time. We probably did 10 takes. Amazing. That was so
And-
good.
That's good.
And I wanted to say too, in regards to, I definitely saw a lot of little comments here and there on, the commercial or the video we did had some moments that felt a little bit like a commercial, where we would say kind of a big, much like her lines or a couple things that Sean said too, where, hey, here are very specific things or points about Nintendo, but you got to understand, Nintendo has never done stuff like this.
Yeah.
And this was a big step in letting, they let 3 goofs do a official thing for them. This was a big step. And so they're still in that middle area of, okay, we're letting someone else make this, but we still have to, we still have this whole side of Nintendo that really needs to say these very specific things.
I also got that because it was an announcement.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
we don't
exactly.
want, if we just kind of hinted at something, people could take it the wrong way
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
post about that.
And-
It has to be very specific of what they're saying.
I want to point out, nobody said anything about us doing a video for Nintendo.
yeah.
That's true.
yeah.
And
were
this
not
was
sellouts.
this was a pure
That's-
marketing
That's how it all
promotional
comes
video.
around, yeah.
This was all about Nintendo
Selling.
promoting their stuff. We didn't get accused of being sellouts,
Hey.
which is awesome. We did get accused of being sellouts when we played a board game
With friends.
Yep.
for free.
With friends.
And I thought about it too. Not only did we not get any money to play that board game, we had to drive to Los Angeles, and gas is fucking
It is.
expensive.
Hey,
So we had to pay money and lose money to play the board game, and we got accused of being sellouts, which is unfair. But when we did sell out, nobody said anything. So let that be a lesson.
To the world.
Sell out.
yeah. Figure it out, guys.
That should be the theme song. Real
Sell
Big
out.
Fish.
Real
Sell
big
out.
fish.
Sell out.
Sell out.
With me tonight.
I love it.
I was so back to Nintendo though.
yeah.
So we filmed all that in Washington. A lot of people have asked if it was was Reggie cool? Was he? And I just got to say, like, he was down to do whatever for the video. He was super nice,
Yeah.
and again, he was behind the video 100%. So he was like, "I'll do whatever it takes
Yeah.
to get this good." But man, it was I think a big part of why it's easy to work with us on some of these videos is, we don't get Star Trek. We don't get starstruck. We don't get
Star Trek references.
we don't go fanboy, and
What is a
it's
phaser?
just, to us, we're all working together. So it's cool, and he was just another dude in the video, whatever. And so we filmed with him. It was a lot of fun. But I have to say, the one part it did get surreal. There was a point where we were outside with the security guard, filming the part where he runs into him. And it was just the way we were all gathered around filming that segment, and Reggie spoke up about how he thought the security guard should act.
Yeah.
and the way he spoke, it was just like listening to a Nintendo keynote. And that was the weird part for me. Because all the, he's talking to us as normally all day, and then all of a sudden, a creative suggestion. I think the security guard would say, "Hey, Reggie, how are you?" Because around here, everyone calls me Reggie. And in fact, it shows that he's familiar with and just the way that he talked, you're ready for his next sentence to be, "We've had a great year. Our competitor didn't even come close." You know, it just, the way he talked, it was like, oh yeah, that's him. You know, that was really crazy, but he was super cool. If anything, I think if there was anything that maybe he wasn't into, is that we had him do a ton of takes of the water fight.
Yeah.
And I think by the end of that, it was kind of like, do we really need to do that again?
Yeah, so I was behind the camera on that water fight, and there was a really good take, so funny, where I think they actually spilled a bunch of water onto him.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was in his face, it was wrestling. And it was the type of situation where the camera was recording when I hit action, or when I said action, and then I hit record and turned it off.
Yeah.
And I was just watching it, and then I was like, "This is so funny." All right, cut, and I hit the button, and it starts
that
recording.
red light.
And I was like, what's going on here? Ooh, this camera's acting funny.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Derek, in the moment, I knew exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Because I saw you hit the button. It wasn't like you didn't, but you did the whole scene, and then, man, camera's acting weird.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do one more. And in my head, I'm like, he didn't say a specific thing, like it was out of focus or whatever. That did not record.
Yeah,
I knew right then and there.
Oh, this camera's acting. But what am I gonna do? I'm there with the president of Nintendo who just got water splashed on him. And ooh, sorry, I wasn't recording. Can we do it again? Ooh, malfunction. Nobody, you can anticipate that.
Oh no.
We're gonna have to do another take.
Computer error.
Yeah, and so they did another take, and then that girl who you mentioned earlier, who was with us all day, had left to take a phone call just during that part. So that she comes around the corner and sees the final take, and we get it, and then she's like, "I think it would be funnier if we do another take and get the cup closer to Reggie's face and, splash it on him a little bit." And I was just like, "Oh, yeah. Oh, we already got a take like that. Don't worry."
Reggie's done enough.
You said that, and then Reggie chimed in. Yeah, we definitely got that.
Shit happens,
No, but it was great.
He was, such a good sport. He let us film in his office.
Yeah.
And it was weird. There's a moment where I'm booming the shot, and I'm laying down on the floor of his office like, I bet no one's done this before. This is a weird thing to be doing.
Reggie learned that day, pain is temporary, film is forever.
Yeah, water's temporary, film is forever.
Yeah.
So real quick, and so to encapsulate all that, I just wanted to say, all of this happened within a few days, and we flew back from Seattle at 6 a.m. the next morning, and then came here and edited it.
Yeah.
We didn't like, well, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. We went right into it. I stayed at the office. I didn't leave.
I didn't go home until the video was uploaded.
You were here for like
it was
days.
it was like, honestly, we spent a little, we had edited it in about 2 days, and then there were just notes back on little technical things that needed to be addressed and things over the following few days. But it's out now, and it's just been super weird because, again, all of it happened in such a fast blur that it didn't occur to me, oh, it's done. And so then when I turn on my 3DS and there's an image, in my head, the video is still a dream. Like, I nodded off on the plane and I pictured a Reggie robot, on a grid. And not only did that happen, it's done and it's out, and I'm looking at it on my 3DS. It is trippy. Yeah. Like, my brain did fucking backflips when I saw that. I couldn't believe it. So anyway, so incredible experience, and I want to say thank you, Nintendo. The two things I will say that I hope maybe you can see someday. There was a part removed from the video. There was a scene that was really funny, and they all approved of it. Reggie approved of it. He was in it.
He was in it. Yeah.
There was a really funny scene. It didn't really have a point to it. That was just funny. But at the last minute, I think it might have been like a safety concern or a legal thing they couldn't show.
I think if you ever see the scene, you'll know why it was cut.
Yeah, but we couldn't show that, unfortunately. But the rest of it was pretty intact, which is awesome. They really didn't. They were great. They were hands off. They were awesome. But I will say, a lot of people have been asking, is there going to be a behind the scenes video of this? And I will say, we did this so fast and incredibly close to the chest. I mean, it was really just me, Derek, and Sean working on this as fast as we could. We didn't have someone with us recording behind the scenes, stuff like that. But I did record as much as I could. But it's all from the Nintendo headquarters. Yeah. And because of the delicate nature of filming there, I don't know if we can actually release that because there's just stuff everywhere that is iffy on showing and you know, so that may never be released. Unfortunately,
if it would it be something that would have to be like down the line where whatever potentially was revealed has been released?
I don't know. Yeah. But it's just it's because of their headquarters. Yeah, it's not like we have footage of a new game or anything like that. It's just the place they work and stuff like that. So I don't know if we can put that.
We'll just wait till they file for bankruptcy when there's no legal ramifications.
Right, when video games are over.
Yeah.
We'll release it because obviously Mega64 would still be around.
Well,
of course.
If we know
I want to talk about how after we finished filming that day, we left. And we left the headquarters and realized we had forgotten a camera there.
Yeah.
And it was one of the little cameras. And everybody in the car started freaking out because it had all this not behind the scenes footage, but just stuff we film around here. When we're just being bros, you know, we use F words and
we use some words.
We use all kinds of words when it's just the boys hanging out. Yeah. And I remember Rocco sitting in the car just being like, they're going to find that camera and they're going to watch what's on the tape and they're just, why did we bring that fucking camera?
It was honestly like it was a behind the scenes camera that had footage of just me trying to get a video done and just fucking spewing profanity and cursing everything.
It was we were rushing the video terrible. And they were giving us such long lines. I would be like, go to the E3 and blah blah blah. Fuck. all right, take two. And it's just like we got to get back there right now. And I remember Rocco had his bag and he's like going through the bag looking like, where's the camera? And the taxi driver is just like, yo, calm down, man. The taxi driver is just like, it's okay. We're going to find the camera. You want me? I'll pull it over. We're going to find the camera. But we got the camera.
Yeah. But if they saw it, I mean, I'm sure it's just us saying fucks and shits. It's fine. But, I mean, still, you don't want to leave that at Nintendo.
No, it was such like a positive experience, and we were so like nice and just like, oh, so
yeah, you just didn't want to end it on that.
And then, they left a tape. It's just,
that's fine.
There you have it.
That's very funny.
But yeah, anyway, so the whole thing was insane rush, and so thank you everybody who was really like supportive when it came out. Like, I really, when something of this magnitude comes out, like, again, it was released on all of Nintendo's official channels. And by the way, it was on our site and our YouTube channel. And for some reason, YouTube could not get their shit together and that thing didn't play for like a day.
Really?
And even now, I think it works okay, but it wasn't then. And I know that happened to a lot of, I thought it was just maybe something I did, but it happened to a lot of other channels too. I was talking to someone who works on Game Grumps, and they had trouble with one of their playthroughs that day. Like a Zelda game or something. It was like you couldn't watch it.
Hey, you know, as long as the Nintendo one worked.
Exactly. My fear was that no one could watch it anywhere, but everyone was going to Nintendo's channel anyway, so it was fine.
It was crazy too because you never think about Nintendo and the business side of it, and how big of a business they are, and you know, they have a lot of people interested in how they do all over the world. People are invested in Nintendo. And so this video was like talked about on like business analysis sites and Forbes and CNET and stuff where you would never see a Mega64 video. And that was just funny to me, like business analysis dudes just talking about like, so they went with this group of Mega64 and I thought it was a funny video.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe they're tuning in for the first time right now.
It might be.
Welcome, new journalists.
Welcome.
And that's what I was going to say too is something typically released to the masses like this and not just in our own little bubble. I find that, you know, inevitably we will get a split reaction. What are these guys? What is the... You know, I don't like this kind of sense of humor, or I don't like, you know, this is weird, or, you know, whatever. I always anticipate for that, and I expect it, and it's fine. No big thing. So I was anticipating it for this, too. Hey, half the people who see this are going to really enjoy that they did something weird, and then the other half are going to be like, why is Nintendo doing this?
Yeah.
But, you know, it was so overwhelmingly positive when this came out. That really warmed my heart. Like, thank you, everybody who was so, like, positive about it. Like, that was really incredible to me. I didn't expect that. And every article I read, I was like, wow, good on them for hiring these guys. This really
Yeah.
did it right, and it was like, whoa, that's so cool. So anyway, I want to say thank you to everybody who
this
stocks are up.
This experience, I was sitting in that main office in a conference room. I was talking to my brother. I'm like, this is like, Luke, me and you as a kid would never believe this. This is like going to the store and looking around that, like, it's just like, I can't believe that I'm here.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
So that was what I wanted to bring up. They have in the center of their headquarters the Nintendo World Store. They have items in that store you can only get at that location, such as you got this shirt. They had stuff branded Nintendo World Redmond. I mean, stuff that was legitimately. We even got a couple decks of cards, the Hanafuda cards, which is what Nintendo made 100 years ago. That was how they started.
The first product.
Yeah. And so not only, again, like thinking about like 8-year-old me, I just thinking back to that, just like you were saying, my mind was blown because it's like not only did I always, when I was a kid, want to go to the Nintendo headquarters and see everything, but then we got to go to the Nintendo store, and then once we got there, they told us, hey, pick whatever you want.
Now, wait a minute, real quick before you. Yeah, okay. They did. So we're going in the store. We get to the store, and we go for it, whatever you want. So we're getting this stuff, and then I don't know it's free. I don't know. I mean, I'm putting things back or whatever. I'm just going through. And
You're just like, I have the privilege to
shop here.
Store.
I'm going to get something for everyone. I'm making something for Jenny, Beckett, whatever.
Well, didn't get me anything.
No. And so I go to the register, and the lady who was with us says, you know what? It's on us. Thank you so much for doing this video. And which is so cool. And I look over, and behind her is Rocco going like this with plushies. Because he heard what she said, and he started taking more stuff.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see it?
Unconfirmed.
Ah, okay. I saw what you did.
And let me guess, Mitt Romney took a...
I saw what you did.
Could have been Mitt Romney. Could have been Mitt Romney.
Oh, it's free?
It
was like the Toys R Us
see that.
sweepstakes giveaway where the kids run through with the cart, knocking things off the shelves. That was rocking.
Well, hey.
Well, I did get a plush doll and a coffee mug.
2 items.
All I know is that's what I got. And a sweater. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, no.
3 items.
We
modest.
I only got what I felt was fair.
Me and Derek shared a bag. Let's say that. Rocco had his bag full. His own bag.
Unconfirmed.
No, well, you never know.
I haven't done an inventory of anything.
I put some of my personal items in that bag too.
But maybe
so
Rocco was getting some stuff for the rest of the crew.
Exactly.
You can look forward to something. I'm sure Eric can look forward to something.
I don't know.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
I'm here right now. You guys are back from Nintendo.
Rocco, what do you got for him?
What are we waiting for?
Yeah, lay it on him.
They didn't have a lot of stuff that you're into.
Nintendo got a lot of stuff.
Hey, Garrett, honestly, he's like a Sony guy. If we went to Sony headquarters, zombie shit.
Oh, you'd be getting Metal Gear hats,
guns, and PlayStation.
PlayStation guns.
Eric, he's more of like an Xbox guy.
What's that? What do you got?
I got something for myself. I'll show it to you. Wait, I just want to show real quick.
Yes.
Like I said,
here's the cards.
Hanafuda cards. These are things
out.
Nintendo. This is a card game, a Japanese card game.
This is actually, I looked this up. It's its own deck of cards, and there are multiple games you can play with it, which is interesting. Like we have Western cards, with the 4 suits and the 12 cards per suit.
You play solitaire. You play poker.
This, I believe, has 12 suits, 4 cards per suit.
Okay,
that's crazy.
And so it's just a whole different card set, and so you play different games, and it's
that's
crazy stuff.
That's their first product.
This was the first
really
thing Nintendo ever made, and they still make them. And now we got a deck.
I got
My favorite card game, Tetra Master.
There you go.
Okay.
Sony reference. Strike that from the Nintendo record, please. Got a lot of cute plushies.
Is that for Garrett? You're into that.
Is that for me or for Garrett?
No, that's for me.
I got that for Beckett.
That's pretty cute.
But for me, this is like my reward for getting the video done on time. Very difficult process.
Yeah.
Right.
When I walked in the store.
He deserves a reward.
Yeah.
For getting the video done.
These guys are haters. I just want to say, as soon as we walked in,
and non-participators, who don't deserve rewards.
Exactly. As soon as we walked in, what was there? They had a Ganondorf statue that tall.
Yeah. Boom, look at
I
that.
could have picked that. I didn't.
You didn't.
He could have.
There's all kinds of stuff I could have
They
picked.
had Wii U's there too. Could have picked those too.
He could have
picked that.
Got a couple.
But instead, I brushed it all past, and I saw essentially more or less the holy grail of Nintendo. I did get it for myself, and I wanted to show it on camera as a reward to myself.
What'd you get?
Reward
The
yourself.
Metroid Other M mug.
Look at that.
Wow.
Cool.
I drink a lot
It's
of
got
coffee.
the logo, and
what's
then
on
on
back?
the other side, oh, Samus.
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 Later, lizard, you're done.
That
Goodbye.
lizard's
Goodbye.
Is that a bug?
Goodbye, lizard.
That's the cup of,
Christ.
yeah.
Oh.
Only the penitent.
And why do I seek it? Because
Only-
I did a good job.
Only the penitent
Oh, yeah.
man
No.
shall pass, guys.
What else is in there?
No, that's it. That's all I brought.
He got 3 things. What are
At
you
home,
doing?
yeah, see,
Sorry.
that's all it's in
And
the
that
bag.
shirt.
He just got 3 things and the
That's it.
shirt.
And the shirt. My jacket's in my car.
And a
Nintendo
jacket.
jacket, and I got a between
2 ferns.
Between the bear and
two.
me.
Zelda Link Between Worlds shirt, and
Oh.
maybe one other plush.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Just,
Unconfirmed.
Maybe.
But regardless, I mean, I believe you were gonna pay for most of that. The last thing you grabbed,
Yep.
whatever. No, but hey, that was such a cool experience. Again, thank you, Nintendo. The whole thing. We ate at Cafe Mario.
Yeah, we ate at Cafe
The whole
Mario.
thing was just a fucking dream come true. And
What
it
is
was
Cafe Mario?
That's where the
Cafe
employees eat.
Mario. They
Oh,
have
okay.
a cafeteria in
And
the Nintendo headquarters
The-
called
what
Cafe
I had,
Mario.
me and Derek had the same thing. It was shrimp stir-fry salad. I've been like dreaming about that salad. It was so fucking good. It was so good.
I had sushi. They had a famous
Whoa.
sushi chef there that day.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Jiro
Had some.
from Netflix.
Whoa,
fame.
Jiro from Nude.
From Nude Flicks.
I don't watch that site. I don't subscribe to that site. Netflix.
What's
So-
Nude Flicks?
It's nothing. It's not a site that I subscribe or have a password or anything for, but I'll share it with you after.
Cool.
It's good.
cool.
XX Strife XX. I know the
Like
password.
celebrities and stuff.
Ooh.
Nudeflix.
So it was great.
Cool.
A lot of people asking too. What are like? Well, okay. So here's something I keep hearing too. Oh, check out their video. All Zelda music.
Oh yeah.
They're hinting at something. I just want to let everybody know. I had access to whatever Nintendo music I wanted, and I played the Skyward Sword soundtrack and went, "That sounds good." So you can thank me
Hey, but
for that. I have no. Hey, what's that?
I was thinking about all the Nintendo because I saw on most of Nintendo's
Yeah.
page. I mean,
Yeah.
thousands of these people saying this.
Yeah.
And they're sitting at home expecting this all because of you. Like, because you were like, oh,
It
that's
sounded
good.
cool.
That's good enough. And
Yeah.
now they're like, confirmed. I know it
Oh,
for sure.
I know it's
New
coming.
Zelda.
They still, when we were there, were very like, they did not want to tell us about, games they were developing or things like that.
Yeah.
So that had no bearing on the music or
and
anything we slipped in.
We can make it easy. Officially, those were not hints.
Yeah. No, yeah.
We weren't hinting
Hey,
at
we
anything.
don't.
No.
We don't know. We're with you guys. We have no idea what they're going to announce.
We got him to cough up one thing.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that.
Uh-oh. You're
No, to be fair, they didn't. I know what he's talking about. They didn't
Yeah.
cough up anything. He's being very presumptuous.
Yeah.
He may be right,
He could be right, but,
but they
wrong.
didn't cough up nothing.
They coughed up essentially a hairball, but you don't need to see the cat to know what a hairball is. You know where the hair came from. Thank you very much.
Woo!
You know what?
Okay.
Yeah,
If it
you
quacks,
know where the
hey, if
hair
it
came
quacks,
from.
hey, my famous quote: "If it quacks like a duck, and it is a duck, it is a duck," and that's what it boils down to. Anyway, so we'll see. Anyway, so that's that. We are past the hour.
Okay.
We wrote a lot of stuff
We
down.
didn't even talk about games or
We have
anything.
so much more to talk about.
We knew what this podcast was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nintendo dump.
Stay tuned for the after show.
Not that the video is bad. It's an info dump.
It was an info dump.
Come
Sometimes
back for
that's
the
okay.
after show. We're gonna be talking about video games.
We're gonna
a
go.
little bit.
We're gonna go crazy in the after show.
Frick.
Frickin' hell.
We're gonna frick. I am trying to watch the profanity on this show. This is my youth group is tuning in this week. Shout out Foothills.
It's a family vehicle.
My youth pastor Mark. Shout out. Hello.
Youth.
I'm looking forward
Mark
to.
at Foothills. I wonder maybe Mitt was going to Foothills.
Probably.
No,
Yeah?
he's a different.
Oh, that's right.
do that?
That's right. Different church.
Whole different type of thing.
right.
Different religion.
Right.
He's them books. What are they called? Latter Day. In the Latter Day Streets.
LSD users.
Yep.
He's LSD.
Latter-day
That's what it
Sainers.
was.
He's LSD.
Latter-day Sinners.
He's LSD.
He's got,
Are we in the after show?
He's got DSL.
Oh.
Oh, what?
He's got
Oh,
what?
let's wrap it up.